Oh, there you are, YouTube. We are doing a random ranking today. I'm going to go to my movie collection behind me and pick out 3 movies at random with my eyes probably open. They won't be closed. I'll blink. I'll blink for one of them. And then we're going to rank those movies from most favorite to least favorite based on a variety of criteria. And my movie collection here is getting very loose because the movies that I have already ranked are just all around here. You can't see them. So I need to restock, but I do have some areas that are thick with film. So we're going to choose from that section. And, well, I have a few of those sections, but one of them is down here. So that's where I'm going to go. I'm going to go all the way down here. And I'm going to pick out 3 movies from this one section. 1, 2, and 3. They are pretty close to one another, but that doesn't necessarily mean they are related movies because this is not in alphabetical order. Maybe some of them are, but it is a pretty wild mixture of movies when it comes to what is next to one another, because my collection used to be upstairs and then I moved it down here and I have not alphabetized it yet. That's something my wife enjoys doing, so I'm sort of just waiting for her to have some time to do that because she likes doing that. Okay. First movie, Ghost, classic. Whoopi Goldberg won an Oscar for Ghost for Best Supporting Actress. I love Whoopi Goldberg so much. In the 90s with the Sister Act films. The first one is one of my, it's in my top 5 favorite movies of all time, and I really love Ghost as well. And then we have The First Wives Club. This is, fun, but feels very artificial and studio made, and like producers were involved, and just, like there's no real, like, I guess, I don't know, I don't want to sound mean, but like art to it. Like it just feels very heavily produced with a lot of people making notes on what should be done for this movie. But still fun. I Beat Meryl. Oh, I didn't finish this movie. Darn it. Okay, so we have to swap one out because I have not watched all of Friday Night Lights. I watched it on a movie channel, but then I had to go somewhere, I remember, so I had to turn it off, and I just never finished it. I've seen the television show, and I've completed the television show, but I haven't gone back to watch the movie. So we actually have to take out this film, and I'll just replace it with something like this. Let's see what this is. Friday Night Lights gets replaced with Yes Man, a Jim Carrey vehicle that is very similar to his like 90s stuff, because I'm pretty sure this came out in like 2009. Okay, I was going to say 2010, so it came out in 2009. But like The Mask and Liar Liar and like Bruce Almighty and stuff like that, it's like Jim Carrey has some sort of like supernatural thing happen to him. That's sort of what this one is about, where he must say the word yes to any question or anything asked of him. He always has to answer with yes, and it's basically making him, like, who is somewhat of an introvert, force him into being an extrovert and to interact with individuals and stuff like that. And I think it was nice. It's a nice movie. It's a good movie. I enjoy it. And Rhys Darby's in it, and he's funny. I think that was the first place I ever saw him, actually, because I didn't get into Flight of the Conchords till later. But it feels a little dated, because it does feel like something that should have come out in the 90s, and it came out in the late 2000s. But it's still nice to go back to that time, I guess. But it's just a little strange at the same time because of how dated it feels. So, how do we rank these movies? I think, okay. The 2 that are going to be the hardest are First Wives Club and Yes Man. Like, Jim Carrey, one of my favorite actors for a time. He probably was my favorite actor for a long time in the 90s. I've had like 3 favorite actors, I think, in my lifetime. Probably about three or four. I don't know. I mean, Jim Carrey, Robin Williams, and Tom Hanks. And I'm pretty sure I've said John Goodman before too. I think he was in my he was my I said that in the past. Like I think when I was in 8th grade, I think I said that. But anyway, you know, I love Jim Carrey, and while this film doesn't feel like it was made in the right year, it's still enjoyable. There's still, you know, fun to be had when watching this. But there is a genericness to it. And there's a genericness to this as well. It just, again, feels like a lot of people were involved having a say in what should happen. And I don't know, that's like my main takeaway, what I remember from it. But it's very funny, too. So, it's like, what do I do here? Which do I like better? Jim Carrey, First Wives Club. You know, I feel like just my growing up loyalty to Jim Carrey might place that film, Yes Man, above First Wives Club. But First Wives Club is really fun. Okay, you know, I think I'm going to have to do that. I'm going to have to say Yes Man, then First Wives Club. If it was a game of which one do you want to watch the most, it's probably First Wives Club because I've seen it less. And a lot of times, if you've watched these before, a movie that I haven't seen as much, I always want to get more familiar with it. So if this was a game of what do you want to watch tonight, I'd probably pick this one. And my example is always the Indiana Jones movies, because when if I'm presented with all 4 Indiana Jones movies, even though the 4th one is my least favorite, that's the one I want to watch the most because I know it the least and I want to get more acquainted with it. So that's what's happening here. But I'm going to place this one at number 3 because I think it is my least favorite. And so much of that is because just I like a loyalty, I guess, I have for Jim Carrey, and I love him so much. And Ghost is the obvious number 1. This movie is absolutely fantastic. It is so good. We have Patrick Swayze straddling the line where he can appeal to everybody. Sometimes he's Mr. Macho, sometimes he's Dreamboat. He is always both in movies. He's capable of being both. And I don't know, this is so good. And Whoopi Goldberg, I love her Oscar speech so much when she won. I don't know. I just always get happy for her whenever I think about her winning an Oscar for this. And I love that a comedy performance won because so often that does not happen. And this movie is just super sexy, right? Right there. Everybody knows the pottery scene. When he possesses Whoopi, and you know, when Whoopi and Demi are going at it, I mean, come on, right? Ghost is fantastic. So this is my ranking right here. Ghost, Yes Man, First Wives Club. Wow. Yeah. There we go. I think that's what we're going to go with. That's the ranking. And have you seen these movies? And if so, what do you think of them? And if you've seen all 3 of them, how would you rank them? I'd love to know in the comments. Feel free to rank these films along with me, and then we can talk about movies in the comments section. That's always really fun to do. So, yeah, participate if you would like. And on that note, perhaps I'll see you tomorrow for more Pure Hangout.